If there's one thing I wish I learned sooner as a PM, it's how to align with my stakeholders early and often. In this video, I'm sharing 4 critical moments in product development journey when it's critical to align with your stakeholders so things don't end up blowing up in your face. But before that, if you just got hired as a PM and you're wondering, what in the world do I do now? I'm here to help you out. My name is Jelena and I'm a VP of product in a remote startup, and I've been doing product for over 5 years. If your job currently feels like everything everywhere all at once, I created this channel to help you master product management with confidence and clarity every step of the way. So let's get into the video. As a junior PM, I was underestimating the importance of aligning with my stakeholders. I believe that if I demanded too much attention from the leadership team, I will appear incompetent and needy. In my attempt not to burden the leadership team, I ended up facing late-stage blow-ups when what we delivered didn't meet the expectations of the leadership team, and I also faced shipping projects that were not of value to the company, unfortunately. So if you want to avoid this type of mess, here are 4 stakeholder management rituals you can implement right now in your process to stay clear of any nasty surprises. The ritual number 1 is aligning on the product goals. I'm diving straight into the rituals with the assumption that you already know who your stakeholders are and what stakeholders are. Also, I'm purposefully calling these rituals, not meetings, because while it's important to align in 4 specific moments that I will mention in this video, that alignment can happen async, in a document, or on Slack, or sometimes on Zoom or in person. You can select basically the best platform depending on the situation and your company culture. So aligning on the product goals, that is the goals your team is focused on solving, is the priority number 1. As I mentioned earlier, currently I'm more in a product leadership role, so every quarter as a leader, I align with the CEO on the business goals we are focused on achieving during that quarter. And then what I do is I bring these business goals to my product teams, and I work with the product teams to define product goals for each team. Product goals are basically then aligned with the business goal, but kind of product goals show more how the product team will drive the business goal. So for example, this previous quarter, our business goal was to hit a specific revenue milestone. And one of the product teams did some customer discovery to narrow down on the product goal of getting more users to purchase subscription. So there were many ways this team could have gone about the same business goal, kind of reaching certain revenue milestone, but increasing subscription purchase, according to our research, would have the most impact. So my point is that once you're clear on the product goal of your team and how your team is going to drive the business goal forward, it's good to check in with your stakeholders. So what you want to do here is to share how your product goal is going to impact the business goal, but you also want to demonstrate how you arrived to the product goal that you have actually defined. So why is this important? Because when you build alignment on the product goal and the choices you made to get to it, you'll make sure that you align with the stakeholder expectations. So the last thing you want is to spend the whole quarter optimizing conversion rates, what we kind of decided to do, and then only to find out that your leadership team expected you to increase LTV. So that's why aligning on your team's goals is kind of critical moment, like kind of critical milestone in product development journey to align on. In our company, we are using continuous discovery practice pioneered by Teresa Torres. I'm a huge fan of her work. So kind of in our case, once the product team is clear on the product goal, the product team then kind of goes in and maps out the opportunity space. Basically, that means that the product team identifies any pain points, customer needs, desires, like whatever it is that we could solve so that we can drive that product goal and in turn drive the business goal. Once the opportunity space is basically mapped out, what the product team then does is they identify the most impactful opportunities that they will attempt to solve basically first. So kind of it will start usually with one important opportunity. And to do that, the team uses a called the opportunity solution tree to map out their learnings about customer needs, pain points, and desires. And if you're not familiar with Opportunity Solution Tree, this is an awesome, visual, beautiful tool created by Teresa. And if you're interested in me basically sharing how we are doing our discovery practices and challenges we're facing, because of course there are many challenges, please drop me a comment below. I would love to record a video about it. But anyway, once the first bit of opportunity identification and validation is done and the team has a decision about which opportunity to pursue, it's basically again helpful to align with the stakeholders. Why? Because you basically want to share customer insights that led you to develop the opportunity solution tree and to basically demonstrate how the most impactful opportunity aligns with the product goal that you're pursuing during that quarter or product goals, and how that all aligns with the business goal. It's important here to align every step of the way, because then your stakeholders are clear about the strategic choices that you're making, and you basically get buy-in, and then things will blow up in the end. So the third alignment ritual is aligning on solutions. So let's say that you mapped out your opportunity space, you decided which opportunity is the most impactful, and you kind of have the problem you want to solve. So there's obviously many different ways in which you can solve this problem. So now you're moving from the opportunity space more into the solution space. So as you're working with your team and iterating on different solution ideas, and you're doing prototype testing, you're refining and understanding what are the best solutions for your customer, what will work for them best. So at some point you will land on a specific solution. And this is a moment in time where it's again helpful to align with the stakeholders, and especially any dependency teams that will impact the solution you're planning to build. So maybe it will be kind of effort between multiple teams that your solution involves. That's why this is important. So here you want to share the process that landed you on the solution, or any customer insights you have collected, basically the results of prototype testing, usability testing, whatever you did. At this stage you might share some wireframes, or you might have actual prototypes to share, or you will have already finished high fidelity designs, whatever it is, it's helpful to share it. In my own teams, we often split aligning on solution into two separate parts. In the first part, we kind of align on the scope of the solution, and in the second part, we go over in more detail through the visual design. The point is that your stakeholders know and understand which solution you landed on and why, especially in companies like smaller companies, like company I work in, where the CEO has a very clear vision for the product and is very much involved into every kind of step of product development journey. Like, he's not controlling, but he likes to be kept in the loop. So in this way, especially if you're working with such stakeholders like leaders in your company, it's really helpful to kind of still keep your autonomy and make your product decisions, but keep the leadership team or the founder of the company in the loop. And finally, once you launched the project and collected all the learnings and insights about the impact that you made on the product goal, you want to basically then communicate kind of all these insights and learnings back to your stakeholders and back to the leadership team also. So you want to be clear that the user value you created and the impact on the product goal and impact on the business goal is very clear, and then communicated back to your stakeholder team. You want to make also clear the decisions and the steps that you will take from then on. So kind of what are the next steps, what are the actions that you will take. And in doing this, you're building shared knowledge and the common ground with your stakeholders, and you're communicating the impact that your team is making towards the product goal and the business goal. So I wish to add here a few final remarks. So in our company, since we're a relatively small team, most of these rituals happen in a bi-weekly product review where we invite all the stakeholders, and these meetings are very structured and action-oriented and last no more than 1 hour, so it's easy for us to keep them up. The stakeholders in our company are very hands-on, as I said, especially our CEO, who has very strong vision for the product. My point here is that I believe these are the 4 key moments to align on, but how you align on them will obviously depend on your company and how involved your stakeholder team is. And finally, also, I'm assuming that you're doing sprint reviews anyway, because I also recommend to align with the stakeholders about the work that is actually shipped. But most companies these days do sprint reviews, so I'm kind of assuming that's the norm. And so anyway, I really believe that building alignment effectively in the key moments and collecting input early and often is critical to make sure you're building trust, and basically your credibility as a product manager. These rituals are not meant to control you or create bottlenecks, but they're basically there to kind of help you keep your autonomy as a decision maker, but also kind of make sure that you're moving in the right direction and working on the high value needle moving work that brings impact for your company. So if you're finding this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up. As a PM, you know how important such signals are for algorithm training, so let's train this algorithm. Also subscribe to my channel for more product videos like this one. You can clearly see that I love talking about product. And thank you for watching. So here on the screen somewhere is another video from me that you might enjoy. So until the next video, keep creating user value. I want to say keep building, but I would rather say keep creating user value. Bye.